Welcome back. Namaste. My memoir will be released shortly, so please stay tuned for its release date. Last week, I read to you a short excerpt from chapter 1. Today, I'll be reading from my first flashback, and let me set the scene a little bit on this flashback. The year was 1973, and I was just 4 years of age. This scene takes place in Arizona, where I grew up, and at this point, I'm at home with my entire family. All 8 of us were at the dinner table. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a short reading. The title of this flashback is Dust Storm. The sand inside the wall of dirt pounded loudly on our sliding glass door, as if to say, "Let me in." Clothes, debris, dust, and tumbleweeds had swept by as Mom yelled, "Quick, help me get the clothes off the clothesline." Now we were all tuned into panic mode. Each of us jumped up from the table and ran in different directions like a 3-ring circus. My dad, along with Will and Chip, bustled out the door. Dad secured the car's window, Will put the bikes in the carport shed, and Chip completed a reconnaissance maneuver on the backyard gate. Sam stayed inside, surveying each room and checked for any open windows. Mom struggled to open up the back sliding glass door, wide enough for her and us 3 girls. We squeezed out of our safe zone and headed out amongst the fierce elements, as my fear for survival was at its max. I was the youngest in this family and had not desired to be the weakest. I instinctively remained beside my mother, not wanting to be chewed up by the storm. Underneath the dust storm, I had felt the sand ricocheting off my thighs, arms, and feet. I tried to hold my eyes just barely cracked open to keep the sand from overtaking their sockets. The clothesline extended up above Mom's head just high enough that she needed to stand on the tips of her toes to reach the clothespins. Since I was vertically challenged, my job was to just hold tightly to any clothing items she handed down to me. I tasted dirt in my mouth from the storm. Surrounded by an uncontrollable environment, I was thankful that we had a home we could retreat to. My mind was on the family dinner, which sat helplessly unattended back inside. I hoped that neither the flies nor the crafty dog would snatch any morsel of my future meal. As a sock had flown up into the wind, my mother snagged it back down. She had lightning speed reflexes for a woman of her age. We all ran back towards the house and through the door, retreating to safety. Our dogs, Chani and Choya, were petrified from all the commotion in and around our hectic household. The family was once again intact as each person settled back down into their assigned seat. Time, along with the few clothes, had flown by. Dad picked up his fork and we all proceeded to eat our cold food in silence. I noticed that the power was still on. The previous week's dust storm resulted in a power outage that had left us all in the dark for a few hours. And there you have it. That was just a short reading. Next week, we'll go back to the second chapter, which is titled Practice. And that takes place in the year 2013. So if you've been following along with my videos, I did mention that I wrote this book in a backwards style, meaning I started from the year 2014 and went back to 2007 with my chapters. Then there are also flashback chapters intertwined in between the chapters. The flashback chapters start with when I was 4 years old in 1973, and they go forward in time to the year 2005. It's a fun ride, and one of the biggest things I want to share with you that I've learned from this writing journey, it has been very therapeutic. Here's to your writing journey and to a peaceful day. I'll see you next week. Namaste.